Hi, I'm Renee Bohr. In today's Chalk Talk, we're going to talk about the third leadership practice, which is all about letting go of the vine. You know, I've observed over the years that so many leaders have a tough time letting go, and I think we've all heard the story about the guy who's walking along the side of a cliff when all of a sudden he slips and he falls and he finds himself hurtling down this vertical face, and there's a little vine hanging out, and he grabs onto it and he's holding onto that vine with all of his might, and he's desperate, and he ends up looking up. It's about 1,000 feet up, and he's looking down, and it's about 1,000 feet down, and finally he says, "Is there anybody up there?" And a voice booms down from the clouds and says, "Do you believe?" And he figures, what do I have to lose? So he says, "Sure, I believe." And the voice says, "Then let go of the vine." And he's hanging on, and he says, "Is there anybody else up there?" So as funny as it might sound, that's a fact. We as leaders tend to hold on way too tight. Now, in our last episode, I challenged you to record all of the activities, all the business-related activities that you find yourself doing in the course of a day, week, or month. So you should have a pretty good list. Today's tool is called Delegate and Elevate, and it has 5 steps. So if you have in fact recorded all of your business-related activities, you've already completed step 1. If not, I would encourage you to do that over the next month. Keep a journal, just write everything down and be detailed. So the first step in delegating and elevating, just to be clear, is to write down all the business-related activities. Step 2 is to take a look at those activities and take the ones that are related to managing people and move those to a third column. The third step is now applying the Delegate and Elevate tool. So the way this works is you're going to put all those activities into one of 4 quadrants. And let me explain them to you. The first quadrant, the upper left-hand quadrant, are activities that you love to do and are great at doing. These are the kinds of activities that energize you. You can't wait to do them. They give you a sense of fulfillment. So put those activities in that quadrant. The next quadrant is things that you like to do and you happen to be good at doing. So I hope you understand the subtle difference between things that you love to do and are great at and things that you like to do and you happen to be good at. Now, the third quadrant is down here, and these are items that you're good at, and you're probably good at them because you've been doing them a long time, but when you put hand over heart, you really don't like to do them. You may be burned out doing them, but for whatever reason, you just don't like doing them, and they don't really bring you any energy. And finally, the fourth quadrant are things that you don't like to do, and you're not very good at doing them. So when you get through that exercise, it's going to reveal a couple of things. First, take a close look, and this is step 4. Take a close look where you placed the people-related activities. Now, hopefully, most of those activities are above the line. If they're below the line, this might be an opportunity for you to assess as a boss if being a boss is really the right role for you. Nothing wrong if it isn't. It's just that you need to get out of the way, because you shouldn't spend your life doing something that frustrates you and you just don't have the energy or the desire to do. So what this will also reveal, if you're being completely honest with yourself, is you'll find a lot of the activities are probably in this quadrant. Things that you've gotten really good at doing over the years, but aren't the kinds of things that give you a lot of energy. You really don't like doing them. And so that gets us to the 5th step of this exercise, which is putting together a plan that you ought to revisit every quarter, a plan for how you are going to let go of these activities to free up your time so you can spend more time working on things that you love to do and you're great at. So that's the very first tool in letting go of the vine. Now, in our next session, we are going to talk about your people, because you can't let go of the vine if the people that you have reporting to you don't really have the capacity to do their jobs well, and then you'll find yourself doing their jobs instead of doing your own. So that's it for today's Chalk Talk. Until next time, if you have comments or questions, feel free to shoot me an email at renee@tractionprocess.com or visit our website, beagreatboss.com, to download free tools and to get a copy of our book, How to Be a Great Boss. Till next time, be a great boss. Goodbye for now.